The Montecito morning shimmered with deceptive calm, sunlight filtering through towering eucalyptus trees, and casting golden flecks across Meghan Markle's sprawling estate. Her office was a fortress of ambition, pristine white walls adorned with bold feminist prints, a sleek glass desk cluttered with scripts and vision boards, and a vase of wilting peonies that seemed to mirror her mood. Today, the room felt like a war zone. Meghan sat frozen, her phone glowing with a news alert hat sent a chill down her spine. The headline, from a venomous British tabloid, screamed, Meghan #S family secrets exposed. Her eyes raced over the text, each sentence a betrayal. Intimate details about her children, Archie and Lilibet, their nap schedules, their favorite stuffed animals. A private pediatrician visit for Lilibet's speech therapy was splayed out for the world. At the bottom, a line that stopped her heart. Insiders at Kensington Palace point to Prince will #Liam as the Source. Her hands trembled, nails digging into her palms. This wasn't just a leak. It was a calculated assassination of her privacy, orchestrated by the future king. Meghan's rift with the royal family had never healed, a wound festering since she and Harry stepped back from royal duties in 2020. They'd fled to California, craving freedom from the palace's suffocating grip, and built a life centered on Archie and their children, Rachie, n06, with his father's red hair, and Lilibet, 3, with her mother's fierce eyes. The #tabloid wars had quieted, replaced by an uneasy truce. Or so Meghan had believed. But this article was a grenade, shattering that illusion. The details were precise, private moments from their Montecito sanctuary, known only to their inner circle. Someone had betrayed them, and William's name at the heart of it felt like a knife tweeze #Ted in her back. The story traced back to a royal summit in London #re months prior, where William, now Prince of Wales, had reportedly seethed over Harry and Meghan's enduring influence. Their Netflix deal, their charity work, their carefully curated image as rebels who'd defied the monarchy, it all grated on William, who was carving out his role as the monarchy's unshakable pillar. Ex-posts from royal insiders buzzed with speculation. William saw Meghan as a threat, a wildcard whose global platform could eclipse his own. The leaks, they claimed, were his ruthless gambit to tarnish her image, paint her as an unfit mother, and justify banishing her from the royal Nora #Tive for good. By exposing her children's private lives, he aimed to turn public opinion against her, paving the way to #trip her and Harry of their titles. Meghan's mind flashed to their last interaction with William, a tense #IDEO call 6 months ago. She and Harry had proposed a joint environmental initiative, a peace offering to mend the fractured family. William had been courteous, but cold, his blue eyes narrowing as he said, "We'll consider it." She'd sensed his #assentment then, a simmering anger that she hadn't fully grasped. Now, it was clear, William wasn't just distant, he was waging war. Leaking details about Archie's asthma treatments and Lilibet's speech therapy sessions wasn't just cruel. It was a violation, a deliberate move to humiliate her and destabilize her family #lie. She called Harry, who was in Santa Barbara meeting with Archie's board D. His voice cracked when she sent him the article link. "Meg, how did they get this?" he asked, panic rising. "This is our kids." She could hear him pacing, his breath uneven. "William's name is in there. Is it true?" Meghan's silence was answer enough. Harry promised to dig into it, tapping his few remaining palace contacts. When he returned that evening, his face was ashen. "It's him," he said, voice #O. A staffer close to William confirmed it. "They wanted to neutralize you, Meg. To make sure you'd never come back." The word neutralize hit like a bullet. It was cold, calculated, the language of a strategist eliminating a rival. Meghan thought of Archie and Lilibet, blissfully unaware of the storm, playing in the treehouse, or giggling over bedtime stories. They were pawns now, their innocence weaponized in William's crusade to erase her. Tears burned her eyes, but fury surged stronger. She'd fought too hard, against the royal machine, the relentless British press, the world's scrutiny, to let William dismantle her life. This wasn't just personal, it was a declaration of war. The tabloids pounced, amplifying the scandal. Headlines blared, Meghan's parenting #disaster, and royal source SLM Sussex family chaos. X was a battleground, with some users gloating, "Shri thou GHT, she could outrun the palace." Will #I'm's playing chess, and others rallying to her de #fence. Thy #S is disgusting. Leaking kids' info. William sunk to a new low. Meghan stayed offline, knowing the vitriol would only fuel her pain. Instead, she and Harry strategized in their living room, the kids asleep upstairs, the ocean's hum drifting through open windows. "We can't let him win," she said, her voice steel. Harry nodded, his jaw tight. "We won T." They hired a private investigator to trace the leak's source, suspecting a mole in their circle, a nanny, a security guard, or a former aide with palace ties. The investigator uncovered a trail leading to a Kensington staffer. WHOD accessed medical records through a hacked database, likely bribed by William's team. The betrayal stung, but Meghan's focus shifted to retaliation. She wasn't the naive actress who'd entered Buckingham Palace years ago. She was a warrior, forged in the fire of public scrutiny. Their first move was a public statement, released through Oust. "The violation of our children's privacy is an unconscionable act. We will pursue every legal measure to prot #ECT, our family, and hold those responsible accountable." The words were measured but pointed, a direct challenge to William and the Powell #Ace. Privately, Meghan mobilized her legal team, exploring lawsuits for defamation and privacy breaches. She also reached out to #Edia allies, planting counter-narratives. Prince William's vicious campaign against Meghan exposed, one outlet declared, ignite in global debate. The palace stayed silent, but ex-posts from royal watchers suggested William was doubling down, briefing courtiers to paint Meghan as erratic and unstable. The leaks were part of a broader plan to justify stripping Harry and Meghan of their Sussex titles, a move that would cement their exile. Meghan felt the weight of it all, the violation of her child Wren's privacy, the betrayal by her brother-in-law, the relentless campaign to erase her. But she'd faced worse. She'd #LK'd away from the monarchy once. She could outmaneuver William now. As days turned to weeks, the scandal grew, but so did Meghan's resolve #. She began working on a new project, a documentary, not for a corporate giant like Netflix, but for an independent platform she'd launch herself. It would expose the palace's CTIS, William's role, and the emotional toll of their vendetta. Shri spent late nights in her office, scripting outlines, her fingers flying over the keyboard as she poured her pain into purpose. The documentary would be her weapon, a way to reclaim her narrative and protect her children's future. One evening, as Harry read to Archie and Lilibet upstairs, Meghan stood on their patio, the Pacific stretching endlessly before her. The stars glittered above, and for the first time in weeks, she felt a flicker of hope. William's plot had wounded her, exposed her vulnerabilities, but it had also awakened her fight. She'd protect her family, her legacy, and her truth, no matter the cost. The palace might think they'd won,